Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name's Dalia and today we are back on my cozy autumn town cider working on another speed build. I'm so excited for this one today because it turned out really cute. It turned out so cute. I'm really happy with the way that it turned out. Honestly, every build on this island just makes me fall more and more in love with it. So let's head over to the space we'll be working on today and I'll talk briefly about what we're going to be working on. So yeah. Basically, we're working on the area directly beside my park and kind of street residential space that I worked on in my last video. So we're doing this very small space. I think that's another reason why I love it, because it's a very small build. So it didn't take too long to work on. It took me a little while to come up with, but it turned out cute. It's really cute. So yeah, let's get started. Hope you guys enjoy. Like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And yeah, like I said, as you can probably tell by the length of the build, like the video, it didn't take me really long to actually build the build in terms of like creating it. I essentially made this build in like a day. I basically made it and then deleted it, some area of it, and then restarted. And then once I had it kind of figured out in my brain about what I wanted to do, it really only took me like an hour and a half maybe to work on, and like part of that was me having to go to Treasure Islands to get some things, so it really didn't take me long at all. So because this is the end of my map, this is the bottom right hand corner, I do have to finish off the road that I built in this area. And one of the best ways to finish off a road, in my opinion anyway, is either to just kind of like abruptly end it.
Road work ahead? Yeah, I sure hope it does.
Turn it into like a tunnel or construction site, or you can turn it into a parking lot, because like, why not? Unfortunately, this particular design code doesn't have parking lot like chalk lines, so I do have to make do by just making a like rectangular shaped section, and then just don't have dividers for my like parking spots, which is totally fine. It really doesn't make that big of a deal for me, honestly. And once again, it saves me from having to download more custom designs, because I am very low on custom design slots on this island, much like I am for most of my islands.
Okay, calm down. Breathe, 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 breathe.
So like I said, creating a small parking lot, and the reason I'm making a parking lot is because my build is going to be an apartment building kind of complex. You can probably already tell by the title of the video that it is a like cute little like apartment area. But what I did for the apartment is that I actually turned my house, like my resident rep's house, into the apartment building. And it's funny because this is quite nostalgic for me, because on an old island I did like 2 years ago, I did a tropical like resort island, which I never actually ended up finishing. But one of the builds I did do on that island before resetting was a kind of like hotel resort kind of build, using my house as the building at the center with a bunch of simple panels around it to act like the resort like room windows. So it brought back a lot of memories, because I loved the way that build turned out. It was very beachy and tropical. It looked so nice. It was all white. It just looked really pretty. So this brought back a lot of memories. So in addition to doing the apartment, I'm also doing a parking lot, like I said, and also a very small kind of like sitting area. So it's basically meant to be like a residential space for like the residents of the apartment building. And I think it turned out really good. So I quickly went over to Res Services and customized my house. As you guys have seen in previous videos, the color for the castle walls and the medieval building side that I'm using on this island is the red brick color. So I decided to go with that dark black and red color for my house exterior as well, just so that it matched all of the fake buildings I have surrounding it. And honestly, I couldn't be happier with it, because this, along with the fact that I found really pretty simple panel designs to act as the windows for the apartment building, I just think that this turned out really, really cute. And once again, like I've said in previous builds in terms of like my fake buildings, I love making fake buildings. This isn't necessarily a fake building, unlike my traditional fake buildings, but it's definitely like a version of it where like you take one thing and kind of make it something else. So I started with using the wooden bookshelves as kind of like the top of the roof for the apartment buildings, because you kind of just want something to kind of add more height to the simple panels because they are quite short. So I started with the dark wooden bookshelf. I do end up changing this to the medieval building side. Don't know why I didn't just do medieval building sides to begin with, considering they're literally on the building next to this, which, if you didn't know, the building beside my house is a kind of like cafe with a terrace. But here's also the simple panel design I downloaded with the window panel design. It's so cute. It works so well. It has that really nice brown color to it. And if you're curious about the custom design code, it is linked in my description along with all the other custom designs I use on this island. But it's just really, really nice. And I'm not gonna lie, the wooden bookshelves do look really good, and I like the height that it gives. But because I wanted this to be taller, I decided to do some cliffs on either side of my house, just a simple 2x2 with the medieval building sides and the two simple panels. But the thing is once I saw this, and you see like the shutter of the top of the simple panel behind, like in front of the medieval building side, it was kind of over for the wooden bookshelves. Like, I felt really bad. But this looks so good. It looks so good. So of course I had to like reevaluate something, like as I'm looking at it. But let's be honest, the medieval building side matches the roof of my house a lot better too, because I have like the black shuttered roof. Like, it just made more sense. So I just replaced them really quickly. Thankfully I had them all available in my inventory, in my storage, and then I quickly did my last little simple panel thing, and that was it. It's really a very, very, very simple build idea, but it's so cute. And I've never done like apartment building builds like this before. I'm probably gonna do one more section somewhere on my island that has apartment buildings like this, but that just have like it by itself as opposed to with like an islander's home. And then just to kind of fill in the space between the two buildings, I added some castle walls just to kind of fill in that gap, because obviously my terrace on the other side is meant to be like a second story thing, so I didn't want them connecting. So on the outside of the apartment building, I kept it really simple. I wanted this to feel like a residential area, like I've mentioned before. So I have my plant partitions, which look like little windowsills. And then I kept it really simple outside. I did a little simple garden table and chair, and a little section on the right side for some bikes to be parked. And then obviously we're gonna have the parking lot for the residents who live here to park their cars. And then I decided to put a chessboard on the table because I thought like, oh, you know, like two residents that live in the apartment buildings play chess together. I also don't think I've ever used that item in game, and it just screams like fall to me. Once again, I'm going back to that like academia vibe that this island is like emulating right now for me, and I'm like living for it, you know?
I'm obsessed with this.
I'm a very like academia person. I'm not like a smart person.
You're not stupid, Karen. No, I am actually.
But like the aesthetic aesthetic of like academia, dark academia, I'm all here for. So like I said, like bunch of cars on the street, just keeping it very simple, with some black and white cars. And then because this is like the end of my map, I just kept it really simple with some evergreen ashes. We're gonna plant some trees, put some shrubs and wheat, like not shrubs, we're gonna put some hedges and some spooky fencing in a moment, just to kind of complete that space in front of the parking lot. But like I said, I'm going to be doing this sitting area. This one is actually inspired by a fellow creator here on YouTube. I'll put their name on the top of the thing right here for you guys because I cannot remember the name of the channel at the moment, but they did a very similar build using the outdoor benches and this table, and it looked so good because I was going to do the log table and chair and the benches, which are cute, but this is kind of more city to me. So this with a couple of trays of food just looks so residential. I don't know how many times I've used the word residential in this video. I apologize. It's probably been a couple, but it looks so cute. It looks so cute. It looks like people just got some food and they're like chilling on a park table, like picnic area, like enjoying their meal. It's just so quaint and cute to me, and I love it. I love it. So I planted some trees like I said I was going to. I kept the trees very minimal in this section just because it's not a very big space. And then I'm putting my hedges like I said, and I wasn't sure if I was going to use a spooky fencing in this build as well because I wanted to make sure that you could walk in between the spaces, but I actually managed to make it work by placing the spooky fencing in between the trees. But it looks really good too. I love stacked fencing, especially for islands like this. It just looks so good. And I think my favorite stacked fencing at the moment is definitely the hedges and the spooky fencing. This and the country fencing with the hedges is like a very, very close second, but it depends obviously once again on like the theme that you're working on. But this just looks so good. I had to rearrange some of the chairs and tables just to make everything kind of like flow a little better so that I could move around the space. And that required putting the two tables more together, like a very long bench and chair, like table moment. But it was cute. It was cute, I cannot lie. And one thing I'm really enjoying pairing together on this island is the garden benches with the evergreen ashes. It's so cute. It's so cute. The thing with city islands is that a lot of your builds become very repetitive because you use a lot of the same items over and over again. I'm not mad at it. Honestly, I'm loving it. And then the last thing I'm doing is just throwing down some spooky items, flower beds, just basically kind of just filling in the area and completing it, you know, those little last minute finishing touches. And that's it. I quickly time traveled to early morning on a foggy, crisp autumn day. And yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. Like I said, am so happy with the way that this final build turned out. And yeah, without further ado, let's go check out the final build. Alright, that is everything for today's video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for the love and support on this island so far. I'm so glad you guys are liking it as much as I am. So if you guys enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and become a member if you would like to support the channel further. Link is in the description of the video. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!